Hey guys, welcome to Mike Reed Outdoors. I really do thank you for watching. In this video, guys, I'm going to show you how to take an old belt sander, which I got here, and I have designed and made a knife beveling jig to work on this particular grinder. We'll make a little noise here and I'll show you how it works. It's pretty easy to do, guys. I call this the poor man's knife grinding jig. I've got an old 6-inch by 48-inch belt sander here, guys, that I had to put some bearings in. And after I put the bearings in and got it set up, the thing works pretty good. I also got some new belts in for it today. I've got an assortment of belts for the for the sander there. I've got, I think, down from like 80 grit up to 200 grit for that particular thing. But what I'm going to focus on mostly, guys, is this knife grinding jig that I've got right here. So I'm going to do a close-up of it so you can see how I made it and see how that it functions on this particular grinder right here. Alright, you guys, here we go. Now, let's take a look, guys, at the beveling jig. The beveling jig is made out of 3 pieces of metal. I've got a piece on the bottom that's 3/8 of an inch thick. I got a piece of scrap piano hinge, which made this very easy to do. And I've got just a piece of angle iron here that I'm tying my knife into. And I've got a clamp, just an old clamp, guys, like goes on a beam of a building to hold conduit up, just to hold the knife in place. Now what I did for different sizes of metal or different sizes of knife handles, I have tapped set screws into this to hold that knife handle at the right position, the right height, and the right level. I can also back it off for a wide one and drop it all the way down on that hinge. You can see how that works. That's so simple, guys. You can do this out of basically scrap stuff, nothing to buy. I have never used a knife beveling jig before, and sometimes I think we just get intimidated by seeing this stuff and not having the money to purchase it. But guys, this old sander right here is probably 25, maybe 30 years old that I've got. It's 6 inches by 48-inch belt, and I made a shelf here on it. You can see it had a little old bitty stop on it like they normally come with. But when you're using your knife grinding jig, you've got to be able to move straight all the way back and stay level. See, so that's what I did. Then when I want to do the other side, I simply come around here and I reverse the knife this way, turn it around, and I'll be pulling from this end then. Or pulling from this particular end by just reversing the knife so that I get the bevel correct. And that'll give me a better grind. Here's how it works. Now to change the angle of the bevel, and on knives, guys, there's not really that great of an angle on these things. Like if you cocked it right over there and set it up, you'd just be having a real sharp bevel at the top. But what we want to do when we grind a knife is grind it back to where it is thin back here and then comes out to your edge, so that when you cut through the wood, it has more of a tendency to cut better. So the way I did that, guys, was I tapped this right here, this piece of metal, with a 3/8 inch bolt. I can screw the bolt in there. I got stop nuts on it to hold it in place, and that lets it stay at the right angle. But that's basically, guys, all there is to it. An easy knife beveling jig. Guys, don't be intimidated when you see people on the internet who's got $2,000–3,000 worth of stuff and they're making knives on it, and you can't afford that. You can go and get you just about any old belt sander and come up with you a table, modify it, put you a table on it so that it'll work right. So that's what it looks like. Okay, you guys, like I was saying, don't be intimidated by thousands of dollars worth of equipment. And I know that people who use that kind of stuff make some very good looking knives that they can afford to, because that's what they do. But you can take just any old belt sander and modify that thing to make you a knife grinding jig out of it. I can actually take 2-inch belts, guys, and put them on this belt sander right here. I can make them stay on there. They will work the same as this 6-inch one will. But I'm not in a hurry when I'm making a knife. I want to do a good job, make it look good so that, you know, when people see it, they won't think it's just a piece of junk. But anyway, that's how you make a knife beveling jig to work on your custom belt sander. Thanks for watching this video, you guys. Have a great day.